Hey, Commanders fans, listen up, because we have some very important information coming your way, and you need to know everything. Here on the channel, you'll find all the news about our team, with breaking news and everything a true Commanders fan needs to know. So, first of all, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications, because here you get everything firsthand and are never out of date. Oh, and leave your like right now to strengthen this incredible community and show that the Commanders fans are always present. Without further ado, hold on tight, because today's news is unmissable. Now, let's get straight to the point.
Jaden Daniels sends Commanders fans into a frenzy with shocking injury claim. Following the bye week, all eyes will be on Washington Commanders quarterback Jaden Daniels. There was much discussion about when or if the dynamic player would return to action this season, but that didn't stop him from sending fans into a frenzy with a surprising statement. The Commanders did not place Daniels on the injured list with a dislocated elbow. There was no structural or ligament damage, which represented the best-case scenario after a seemingly frightening complication. Recovery time was estimated at 3 to 6 weeks. But some experts didn't think it was worth putting him at risk, as Washington was playing purely for pride. There are valid arguments on both sides. However, Daniels is extremely competitive. If he is healthy enough to compete and help his teammates, he wants to be on the field. Jaden Daniels plans to return to the Commanders in Week 13 against the Broncos. According to the player, he may even be on the field in Week 13 when the Commanders host the Denver Broncos on Sunday Night Football. Brandon Ayuk, a close friend of Daniels since their time playing together at Arizona State University, had a video call with the quarterback during a social media broadcast. The wide receiver asked the player, the second pick in the 2024 draft, if he would be back playing this week, and the answer was a resounding yes. This was surprising. Few believed Daniels would recover so quickly. Nothing has been confirmed yet, but he is clearly confident that he will undergo specific tests after a long period of rest to regain his place on the team. The Commanders would have a simple decision to make if Daniels practices during the week. Denver has one of the most formidable quarterback pressure units in the league, but Coach Dan Quinn can't be afraid to throw the LSU graduate into the fire in primetime once again. Daniels is optimistic. He encouraged Ayuk, who could join his former college teammate in Washington next season if he is released by the San Francisco 49ers as expected, to attend practices. He clearly believes Ayuk is making encouraging progress, which represents the most encouraging sign yet that the Commanders will have their star player back on the field much sooner than initially anticipated. The situation remains uncertain. The Commanders will still approach Daniels with extreme caution. Moving forward step by step is key, and the Heisman Trophy winner will only be drafted if there is 100% confidence in his performance.
The Falcons are evaluating veteran wide receiver KJ Osborne. The Atlanta Falcons held a tryout with veteran wide receiver KJ Osborne on Friday, according to Aaron Wilson of KPRC2. No deal was reached, and it's unclear if the Falcons are considering signing Osborne. Now 28 years old, Osborne entered the NFL as a fifth-round pick by the Minnesota Vikings in 2020. After going 9 games without a single reception as a rookie, Osborne became a weapon in the Vikings' Kirk Cousins-led passing attack from 2021 to 2023. During that 3-year period, Osborne averaged 53 receptions, 615 yards, and 5 touchdowns per season. He missed only 1 game and accumulated 30 starts. While Osborne was productive in Minnesota, his success hasn't been replicated elsewhere. He left the Vikings to accept the Patriots' 1-year, $4 million offer in free agency in March of 2024. Osborne, however, didn't fit in New England, having only 7 receptions for 57 yards in 7 games with the team. With his numbers significantly declining, Osborne told the Patriots he wanted to be traded before last year's deadline in November. They found no interested parties, but the Patriots and Osborne agreed to an amicable termination of the contract a month later. The Commanders signed Osborne after the Patriots released him in December. He played only 1 game with Washington and didn't receive any passes. Hoping 2024 would be an exception, the Commanders re-signed Osborne last March. They ended up releasing Osborne during the final cuts on August 26th, and he hasn't been to another team since. A move to the struggling Falcons, 3-7, would reunite Osborne with Cousins, who would assume the starting quarterback position for the remainder of the season. The Falcons lost their starter Michael Penix Jr. to a serious knee injury last week. They will also be without their top receiver Drake London against the Saints in Week 22. A sprained posterior cruciate ligament could sideline London for several games. London's injury is especially unfortunate for an Atlanta team that has seen little return from its other receivers. Darnell Mooney is the team's only receiver with more than 10 receptions, having made 16 in 8 games. This explains why the Falcons are looking for reinforcements off the field.
The Commanders must replace linebacker Bobby Wagner with a former first-round draft pick. The Washington Commanders' failures in 2025 are numerous and span all levels of the franchise. Regarding the coaching staff, the biggest failure has been on defense. That's where Coach Dan Quinn should be at his best, but that unit seems completely lost and at a disadvantage since the season opener. The situation got so bad that Quinn ended up taking on defensive coordinator duties, replacing Joe Witt in recent weeks. Quinn's attitude is probably more symbolic than anything else, because for all intents and purposes, this is a lost season for the Commanders. Washington is 3-8 and has accumulated 6 consecutive losses before the bye week in Week 12, and the real solution to their problems will likely only come in the offseason. This is the moment when the Commanders can pick players for the future and hopefully make an impact in free agency, where Christopher Knox of Bleacher Report believes Jacksonville Jaguars inside linebacker Devin Lloyd could be the solution. Knox ranked Lloyd 5th overall on his list of the top 50 NFL free agents in the 2026 cycle, and listed the Commanders as the perfect option for the 27-year-old former first-round pick. Jaguars linebacker Devin Lloyd has performed only reasonably well in his first 3 NFL seasons. The 2022 first-round pick was a competent starter, but he didn't usually make spectacular plays. That changed in 2025, which happens to be the final year of his contract. The 27-year-old has been present all over the field this season, making impactful plays both in run defense and pass coverage. The elite athleticism that made him a first-round prospect is in full evidence. Lloyd could be a dynamic point guard for the Commanders. Lloyd, at 6'3" and 222 pounds, was a 2-time All-Pac-12 and All-American selection at the University of Utah, and capped his career by being named the Pac-12 Defensive Player of the Year in 2021, when he made 66 tackles, 8 sacks, and 4 interceptions, including an interception return for a touchdown in the Pac-12 championship game. The Jaguars selected Lloyd in the first-round 27th overall pick in the 2022 NFL Draft, which was unfortunate for Lloyd, as they are arguably the worst-managed franchise in the entire league. Lloyd is in the final year of his 4-year, $12.93 million rookie contract, after the Jaguars declined the 5th-year option for 2026. Over his first 4 seasons, Lloyd has accumulated at least 110 tackles each year, and already has 38 tackles,